Oh, now this is a charming little scene that I hadn't even dreamed of. What a wonderful little cottage hut to be given as our very first adventure in the tiny autumnal glades, where we've already got a little sheep friend. All right, little friend, I know what to do with you. I know this is going to be a little bit surprising, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to encourage you to maybe come this way towards the house. I just really want to see if there's some way that we can convince these sheep to come and just stay with us. And unfortunately, I think that means making sure that as soon as we get our hands on a sheep, we are popping over and we're encouraging the little sheep to stay with us. Come on, little fence. Oh my gosh, this is absolute chaos. And look, the little sheep already has a sparrow friend, but at least we have one sheep. And I'm really interested to see just how many little sheep friends we might be able to get all together inside of our little cottage huts. Oh, I feel so bad trapping them in there like this. Oh my word, and you'd have to get rid of the entire fence at once? Alright, it turns out that building a proper fence to go ahead and house a sheep might be a little bit beyond my skills, but I have never had to actually build a fence before. And the only experience, I suppose you could say, that I technically might be considered as having would be my experiences with the fences that sometimes a log across it would fall down off of when I lived in the Appalachian Mountains and you'd go hiking at the Blue Ridge Parkway. And I would just turn around sometimes and there would be a cow staring at me trying to get over one of the fences that farmers can build to let their cattle go out along the edges of the parkway. They can lease the land from the government. And there's nothing quite like bearing in the back of your mind that this is an area that you just need to be cognizant on the east coast in the Blue Ridge Mountains. There are occasionally black bears and there are occasionally cougars, neither of which usually bother people unless the black bears in particular, you leave something out in your campground and you just need to be aware of it. But you just, when you're hiking alone, are aware of that. And then you hear something large snuffling and shuffling around, and you remember boars also exist here. And you turn and it's a big old cow chewing some cud staring at you with the mountains framed behind it and a little half broken fence that it's kind of nosing up like maybe it's going to try to step past it. And you kind of gently push the logs back into place and be like, no, let's not do that. So that's the only experience I have with fences there. But we have another sheep friend over here. Oh, maybe this is finally the time. Maybe this is finally the time. Maybe I can... Ooh, I like that. Building it between... Yes, building it between all of the trees. There we go. And now maybe we can go ahead. And this friend won't be alone because we'll have another sheep friend that we're... Look, I mean, for all we know, this could be like little red Robin Hood, oh my gosh. Little red Robin Hood's, like, hut. Okay. Flying sheep escaping our domain was not on my bingo sheet. But I will admit, that was awesome. That was very awesome. And I love this hut. Every time you step into a tiny glade, there might be a little discovery waiting for you. And to be quite honest, I think it would be a lot of fun to use these pre-made discoveries you stumble on when you walk into a new tiny glade, aka when you load a new one. There's something usually as a little inspiration starter just there waiting. But what if that was like what you found when you were wandering through like a role-playing game with your friends? Or what if it was what we found when we are expanding some of the stories that we might have in some of our other adventures? Because that would be delightful. I would love this. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, well, there's currently no doors on this house, this little hut, and I find that a little claustrophobic. So let's go ahead and have... Ooh, look at that! It makes a double door when it's up against the sides like that. And then what if we let that be a larger door? And it looks like this is made out of a couple of the large squares, kind of moved side by side. Maybe this could be like a little storage spot for the autumnal look of the season. And I wonder, actually, you know what we haven't really experimented much with yet? What about the lanterns at the edges here? Oh, pretty. I wonder, there we go. Oh, those are so pretty. Maybe we could scooch it down just a touch. Do we have, oh, we have two doors. That's what makes it look like that. We have two doors side by side. Oh, that's so cool. And it gives it that like double entry look. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see. But we are in the like autumnal season in the autumnal forest. So I was trying to figure out what we might do to kind of fit that tone. What if we had a little wooden fence? Oh, look at that. Oh, I love those vines. And I was trying to think, how could we come up with a way to show the harvest and the bounty of the season by getting like wood piles and other things elsewhere? So I wonder, can we convince, if we had a wall like this, we can indeed put we can put the little windows on these kinds of walls. Look, and they look broken when it's just on a wall like that. That's so interesting. But if we made a tiny little hut and took away the roof and shrunk it way down so it's about as small as it can get. And then how small does it need to be to have like a little teensy window on the side? Oh, that's precious. And then you can start getting, I see, and that's how you can start getting some of the hay bales and everything else showing up around our little like rectangle we've made. And then I wonder if there's some way we could maybe like hide this. The trees could kind of come on it. Not quite, not quite. It's almost cute in its own right, but I'm trying to think of some way we can have a sneaky bit where we've got all of these little plants and everything else. Oh, look at that! Kind of popping up. Oh, what about the flags? I wonder if there's something we could do with these little flags. That might help hide this a little better. We'll try playing with it. But I like to know, I like that we at least know we can do this much to start making it look like there's more items scattered about. Though what on earth a tiny little, like, all-windowed building like this is doing here, who knows? But we could potentially have, oh my gosh, a little cellar door on top. So again, at least we don't have to worry too much about there not being doors. Oh, that's right. And we can even have these like little edges for the paths that could come up some of the sides. Ooh, I forgot about that, but that might help us out with our endeavors to kind of make it look a little bit, it definitely stands out more then. Unless, can I do a really tiny path? Oh, wow. What about here? Teeny tiny path. That actually looks kind of cool. Like it's just a little wall piece Why on earth it would be there, who knows, but there we go. At least we've kind of practiced a tiny, tiny, tiny bit, and we've got a little bit of an idea of how we can sprinkle some of the farm that we apparently are making with some of the barrels and other things that might pop up. But I really love this adorable little starred look that we've got here. Let's make a little path coming towards our sheep friends. There we go. And then maybe if we have the path come in here, they might escape. But now I'm feeling like a sheep jailer. I'm not a very good herder, I think. And maybe that's the moral of the story when it comes to those cows, is they take one look at me. Whoop. They take one look at me and they know if they try a little harder, they would be able to get me to cave and wander out to go who knows where. I have no idea where they think they'd be headed off to. But maybe that's why I always get those cows in the mountains, no less, which is just such a funny spot to find them. All right, and then what if we put a tree? Because I really like that mix of trees and fencing. There we go. We'll connect those. Phew! Okay, just made it. That sheep looked like it was gonna escape. Which, again, I guess they're doing fine, but... Let's see. Let's maybe put down... Oh, I love making the larger trees like that. I wonder if we could have a tiny little... Ooh! Oh, wow! Look at the autumnal leaves that are just over the back of that. That's so pretty. And let's actually raise this. Can I get a pond up top? No, because the water really... Oh, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. What do the autumnal leaves look like? Or the autumnal plants? Oh, they're just pretty. And then we can even do... I think if I'm clever about it, we can get some of the... Yeah, look at that. Some of the rocks along the edge of the path. Smoothed out just a touch. Oh, that's so pretty. And sometimes you can even get the little... those little stream stones put down. That's lovely. And then some plants along the edges. This never goes where I think it will, but I have to say, I love the idea actually of having something like this that we could use as a way to wonder like, oh, what kind of little house or hut or discovery might we find in some of the stories that we tell, and then you stumble on whatever shows up in our tiny glades. Wouldn't that be delightful? How many of you tell your own stories like that? Or how many of you are getting, oh, it's so cute! How many of you are getting really excited and looking forward to perhaps something like NaNoWriMo? Wouldn't this be so useful of a way to be able to have a quick glimpse of what the land could look like and what you might be able to do? Oh, how could we do like a teeny path? Maybe. Oh, I've got to really think about that. I want to make it look like you've got a garden over here or like some farmland. But I'm not exactly sure how I could pull that off with what we've currently got, unless we're really, really cute and clever with it. But I could totally see myself using the little glades of adventure we stumble on as a creative way to help me with story ideas and considering, like what kind of little locations I might find if I had somebody wandering through the woods and just came across a little house or a little hut somewhere. I wonder, whoa, okay, that's not quite what I meant to do. Oh my word. I will say that's kind of delightful though. Just you'd never know what kind of surprises you might kind of stumble on. Let's see. And then what if very gently back here. I just really like the look of the cliffside today for some reason. even if... Oh, look at that, and the water hugging right up against here. Oh, can you do... I think... Wait, can you do water? Oh, you can do water, I think, at multiple levels. Oh no, it just was all the same. It just looked a little different. Oh, wow. That's so pretty. Yeah, I don't know what I was looking for today, stumbling upon the autumnal experience, but I think we ended up with a little, we could call this like a little, gosh, I would love it to look more like a little teeny farm, but I just wonder how could I get that look. I guess if we're really careful and we had tiny little paths that might look like furrows in the ground, because the trees will all be quite large. Or maybe just that's kind of the message of the story, is that it will of course look wild no matter what we do. Though I think the ones that line the fences probably have the most look of, yes, probably have the most look of being somewhere that you would expect to find a little farm or something like that. So let's try this again. All right, there we go. Oh, it's so charming and delightful. Are our sheep still here? Oh, thank goodness. I would really love to get more than 2, but maybe that's just part of the challenge as well. And then why don't we make more of those tiny little towers? Ah, that's what I wanted. I wonder if I managed to convince it to do that somehow. And then can I get you oh so big? There we go. Oh, look! If you have it near the fence, it gives you even more things. I see. Oh, gracious. Okay, that's going to be quite exciting and encouraging in its own way. Oh my gosh. How could you resist? Like, that makes no sense because they're not little doors into the sides of little houses. However, how could you possibly resist the delight of being able to see all the cute little, like, piles of wood and everything else pop up? Oh, alright, that's just way too cute. Oh my gosh, and it is actually staying the same size. There, and we can do... I wonder, how big would the little roof be if we did this? Because the little roof is actually quite cute too. And then, oh, we might be able to pull a door off on this one at least. Oh, it's adorable. Oh wait, it's adorable. Okay, I swear I can almost hear my beloved husband like flinch on the other side of the house from that being a pun, but still, I couldn't help it. Wow. If we're really careful, what if I move this over here? That's so cute. I've never seen one of those tiny little benches before. And now we've got like another pot of flowers. And look, now that we have multiple windows, we've got a little gap between the stone mortar. I'll take that. That's so cute. And then probably don't need another one right there, even though, oh, I would love to do that. Oh, that's so much fun. And then we could have another... No, I want my bench back. There we go. Oh, look, and now there's a little potted plant over here too. And as we saw, if we have these next to a little fence, then sometimes the little fence gets things on it as well. So I wonder... Then the fence would be on that side. That would count as a little path being right there. Oh, it's just such a delight. You just don't know what you might get. It makes me wish, in fact, I guess I don't need to wish. It makes me think how much fun it would be to create like a randomization ability where, of course, I would think that was fun, but where you could kind of randomize what you get so that it became a little bit of a surprise where you go, what you do, and you just have to work with whatever the results are. Alright, we still have our trapped little sheep friends, and now I feel kind of badly about them being trapped, so we'll go ahead and kind of open that way up, and can I get the tiniest bit of path clear there for some plants? That's quite fun. Maybe we'll put some big bushes over here. Whoops, my little ladder. I want to keep my ladder there. Oh my gosh, those bushes get huge. This is not quite what I thought. Oh, look at the colors. They call it leafing season in the part of North Carolina where I live, when everything leaves out and you just start seeing the colors on the trees change from the dark, deep moss green that they are at the end of summer. And then leafing season is when they start becoming a vibrant, beautiful red or orange. I'm not sure if the season will be quite strong for colored leaves this year. There's trackers and there's people who monitor these affairs quite closely because leafing season is big business for people who like to be able to like watch the seasons change and see how the beauty. Oh, that's just too exciting. Of course I would think a little fence covered in like plants is too exciting. But a lot of people will travel. They'll travel up from Florida, they'll travel down to see the Blue Ridge Mountains in the autumn colors and the autumn splendor. The vibrancy of the colors is more than anything here, and it really is something amazing to be able to see. And they've done a lot of really fascinating science looking into why and how leafing season happens. And I've always been so interested in it because not every year is the same. And it really makes me, to kind of contrast what we were talking about yesterday, it makes me appreciate that you can't guarantee a beautiful leaf season. Some years the leaves have just fallen straight off the tree without really changing colors at all. And imagine if you had just been expecting that and like made your exodus all the way here to see that splendor. And the science has to do with the different temperature levels that it's been during the summer, how fast the temperature goes from cold to hot here. It's really fascinating. Let's see. I think I might do some messy little... Oh, I like this messy little, like, odd creek thing that we've got going on. In fact, let's make the creek go further into the forest and maybe even broaden a bit. Ooh, I like this, like, almost mangrove look to it. And we can raise up some of the forest in the distance quite a bit. Oh, how fun. How beautiful. How absolutely gorgeous. And then I think we can even... There we go. Oh, that's pretty. And now we have ducks! Of course I'll take ducks! Migrating birds and ducks and the changing colors of the leaves are all part, a beloved part of the change of the seasons. But yes, so that just amazed me because I think you can take for granted that if you live in an area with multiple seasons, the leaves will change colors. But I didn't know how stunning it could be till I lived in North Carolina. How some years, if the conditions are right, the weather has been right, the temperature's been right, it will just take off and the vibrancy of it just takes your breath away. And I guess that's a little bit of a contrast to what we were talking about yesterday, relying on things like the fireflies coming every summer here and just expecting ahead to enjoy those things. There's still a variability to it that makes each moment very precious and each opportunity you have to enjoy it really, really precious. One one of these days I will be able to calm my heart enough to just focus on fun and delight. But thank you for listening while I'm still figuring out all the steps of how to be able to really just celebrate and enjoy the beauty of what life has to offer right now. All right. And that's enough serious silly Seri from me for now. And then we can put little patches of plants down. Oh, I'm so in love. But you know, the thing I think I will take away the most is I do love that idea. What if for some of our future storytelling and for some of our future adventures, we do make an effort to come in and rely on the way that these tiny groves look so different every single time we show up. Because I didn't know you could even make this kind of adorable little hut, and I love it because it makes multiple patches of my sheep are escaping. Just as we have a new sheep friend coming to join us. I wonder if the longer you work with the sheep, then the higher the odds that you might be able to collect more of them. Welcome, friend. There we go, and maybe we'll even be able to convince this little friend to stay, somehow. But there's my silly Seri stories for the day. And the very first little hints of working with an autumnal tiny glade, which definitely have turned out different than I was expecting. But I really love... Oh, we'll have so much fun. We'll have so much fun as we continue to figure out how to be able to build proper fences for the sheep. And how to make sure that we've got little spots they can enjoy. Maybe they would... Oh, hello, little friend. Maybe they would like a few little bushes over here. Maybe. Oh, you could totally fall in love with this forever. And ever and ever and ever and ever. You absolutely could. Oh, how delightful. But alright, thank you so much for joining me for this meandering rambling. But we did discover quite a few new things that I'm pretty happy with, like the fact that you can indeed go ahead and you can work with these teensy tiny little buildings to start sprinkling all sorts of items everywhere for you to use. I'm still so in love with the way that we can have our little paths come through the edges of the water to be able to have big rocks under the streams like what the salamanders enjoy up in the mountains. And I actually completely forgot that yes, this season isn't guaranteed for leaves and other beautiful things every year. And now I feel even more encouraged and even more inspired to make sure that I appreciate what we've got with my beloved husband Chips and I. Oh, yes, please. For whatever we happen to discover for the coming seasons. And as I continue to get better and come to terms with my health or even make it a little bit better, I hope I can share more of whatever we discover with you guys too. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.